everybody. We might be having a little issues, but we're trying to get everything situated for you guys. So we get the special guest Chike Evans on here. So if I apologize to everybody if I don't know what's going on with IG, maybe it's a lot of stuff going on today. Hi Bestie, I see you. Hi Pure Lux, I see you also. Because if it keeps acting out like this, we'll postpone it and do it another day. But we'll see what happens, you guys. But we're going to give it a chance, you guys. So bear with me a few minutes, you guys. We know you guys can be doing anything else, but we're just trying to get everything situated so you guys can see an enjoyable interview. Hey, Chike, I see you. Let's see what we can get this time. Hopefully. Okay, there we go.
Success.
Okay, that's good. Okay, you guys, let me reintroduce our special guest who actually said opened the doors originally for me to do the K2 spot. And then he's worked on the Stephen Knight show, and he has his own show, Conversations with Chike Evans. This is Chike Evans, if you guys see him right there. So, Chike, introduce yourself again, and
All
then we
right.
will go straight back to what we were saying originally, which kept deleting us.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for being in. I'm Chike Evans, co-host of the Stephen Knight Show and host of Conversations with Chike Evans. And where were we? About the red
Well,
carpet and June
we
Ambrose.
was on the red carpet, but for let everybody know how you got to start and everything, and then we'll go right back to the whole thing with June
Okay.
Ambrose.
So how I got started was basically my friend Stephen Knight started the Stephen Knight show, and he asked me to critique it, listen to it, and give him some advice on how I felt. And I did, and I told him how he could make some improvements of what would probably be interesting to listeners. And he asked me to just come and be a part of the show. And I joined the show. We did Hot Topics. I think when I first started, I just did movie reviews, and then it grew into Hot Topics. But I was also booking the guests for the show and creating the subject when we did like discussions or whatever. I would produce the show. And soon after that, I created Conversations with Chike Evans by basically just taking my camera out into the world and interviewing people or
Okay.
events. And it just grew from there.
Alrighty. Now, this is how we're gonna get back to this. I asked him, what was that moment when he felt like, okay, I got this. People know who I am. So here you go. We can get back to that now.
So I was hired to host an event at a eyewear trunk party, and June Ambrose was the celebrity guest. And as she came in the door, and I love June Ambrose. I love her. She came in the door and she was introducing herself to everyone. It's about seven people. And she's like, "Hi, I'm June Ambrose. Hi, I'm June Ambrose," shaking their hand, introducing herself. When she got to me, she said, "Hi, I'm June Ambrose." And I said, "Hi, I'm Chike Evans." And she just let out this big scream and opened her arms and grabbed me and hugged me. It's like, "Oh, my darling, I love you." She said, "You're," what she called me, "Oh, you're a Twitter beast and you're relentless on there." She said, "I love your posts." She said, I was waiting and looking forward to meeting you at this event." And that just let me know right then and there, like, this is the path that I'm supposed to be on. This
Hmm.
is where I'm supposed to be. And I've had those moments like that in confirmation throughout the whole. time that I've been doing this. There's been others, but that was the one that was first and stuck out to me.
Okay. And a lot of people, if you don't know who June Ambrose is, she's like he said, she used to be a former dancer,
Hmm.
but a lot of you guys know she's a stylist, and a lot of you guys know some people she styled. Like I know the biggest one a lot of people know is Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
And I remember when like he was saying before the life had went out on us, but we signed it all over. She had a show that was on VH1, and she was helping other celebrities give them like a new look and more
Hmm.
sophisticated like approach to their style. Like I remember it was Aubrey O'Day and a couple other people.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the whole premise of that show, it was more than just she would restyle them. She was trying to bring because I think something about the show was about change, and she
Hmm.
had to tap into the psychological, and then she
Exactly.
went into the physical, and she kind of let the two meet, and that's how she arrived at the new look. It was pretty
Exactly.
interesting. It was good.
It was. I thought it should have been a little bit longer.
Yeah, me too.
And then I heard rumors currently that she may be one of the new, and I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm hearing this alleged rumor I'm hearing, so don't y'all quote me saying that I said it. There's an alleged rumor going on that she might be joining the cast of Roni, Real Housewives of New York City. That's what I'm hearing.
Hmm.
I'm hearing she's in consideration of being one of the new castmates because I know they're trying to launch that back up for Bravo, but that's just one of the alleged rumors I'm hearing.
That would be very interesting. And one thing I can say about Miss Ambrose is that she's very good at marketing and branding herself. So I could see her doing that and really using that as a platform for herself in a different kind of way. I could see
Exactly.
that. Hmm.
Because I think she'll be perfect on there because I think
Yeah.
she will give it like some class with sass and then, just like her style and everything. Because I
Hmm.
know a lot of times her style reflects on the mood she's feeling,
Yep.
how she
Yep.
feels. Now, as far as when it comes to Chike, I know you had a lot of monumental interviews with a lot of people. Like,
Hmm.
like just like myself, you've interviewed Dawn Robinson, formerly of In
Hmm.
Vogue.
Hmm.
And how was that when you first worked with her? How did that go? The first time you guys first worked together?
So Dawn and I, going back in time, Dawn and I had been, we go all the way back to MySpace days.
Me too.
And
And I do too.
Dawn and I used to inbox each other back and forth, all the time back then. Um, Whether it be artistic advice she would give me or we would just share a lot of information. And this went on for years. And now, fast forward, we all know her history and where, she is now.
Hmm.
And she basically, I'm trying to remember how it happened. Oh, she started doing interviews.
Hmm.
And so I reached out to her and I said, "Hey, sis, since you're doing interviews, give me one." She said, "Of course, sure, I'll do it." And so she did it. And one thing I can say about Dawn, she wound up giving me way more than I was looking for.
That was the
And,
same thing too of mine.
and I was so pleased and so happy that with the outcome. And
Same here.
Dawn is a sweetie pie. I love her to pieces.
Yes, she
I
is.
think that she's misunderstood, and I'm really holding back and waiting for her to get her day in the sun.
I totally agree because you literally said everything I was about to say because, like you said, for myself, I've known her since the MySpace days, like in 2007.
Mm,
That's how she and I go way back. So that's why that way I understand how you really feel because
hmm.
she is one of the sweetest people who actually helped me out a lot.
Yeah,
It's like you've been
she's
one of the people
dope.
that opened doors for me. She's helped make my platform more bigger because of the interview that she and I did almost 5 years ago.
Wow. And you know what's interesting? You're not the only person that told me that I inspired them to do something. I think that Dawn interview touched a lot of people. And people have reached out to me and told me that I pretty much gave them the courage to do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And that means so much to me because the foundation that I stand on is about inspiration. That's the nucleus of my life and how I like to move. It's about inspiration. And I interview the people that I interview, and I have the conversations that I have because I wanted to reach whoever's listening to it in a certain way to spark something, whatever it may be, that you get a spark out of something and give you an idea or give you the fire or the push or the inclination to do something.
That's basically how I felt when it came to how I felt when I was doing my interviews and when I first started. Because I remember the Stephen Knight show. I
Hmm.
remember you promoted like crazy, and that's how I knew who you were.
Mm.
To the point where I said, "Let me check this out," because I've always wanted to do that because that's what I got my degree in college for radio, TV broadcasting, and then for communications. So I said, you know what? When I saw your interviews, I said, okay, I'm feeling him. He's honest. He's telling the truth, and he's not
Yeah.
shy to even go there. Because I know a lot of times we may feel like, oh, you spoke how you felt, and you might have been like brave about it. I know sometimes you probably were like nervous, like, oh my goodness, this is really for real.
So I think in the early days, and it was weird in the beginning, the early days of the Stephen Knight show because we weren't video then. We were just
Hmm.
it was vocal. And during that time, I back then I used to be a sleep tech. And so I would work overnight and we actually started our process later. And eventually over the years it changed, but I would have to like break at work to go do the Stephen Knight show and then run back to work. It was really weird. It was hectic.
Hmm.
But once I got in the flow of things, it became it was my purpose after it sunk in. Maybe I would say maybe after 3 or 4 months, it really dug in like, okay, this is like a second job. And once I started treating it like that, then I started to see like the roller coaster took off and I started seeing the fruit from the labor,
Okay,
so to speak. Yeah.
gotcha. Now we're gonna go back into that a bit, but as far as like this year for 2025, how are you really doing mentally and like spiritually and all the above? How are you really feeling and doing right now?
Um, it fluctuates to be honest with you. There are moments that I'm great and then there's moments when I'm like, oh my God. And to be honest, having a platform, being on the Stephen Knight show, specifically the Stephen Knight show,
Hmm.
we have the hot topic segment where I can let it out. I can talk about the things that, I probably can't talk about at work or certain friends don't want to hear, those type of things, or I can dissect something that I absorbed on social media or what news clipping that I read, just dealing with what we're dealing with now in this country and in the world. Um, Hot topics is therapeutic because I can get all that off. I can say it however I want to and leave it there.
Okay,
Yeah. And,
interesting.
and since we're on that topic, one of my missions, what I've been saying since we came back this season was I want everybody to go out and register for mail-in voting, please. 2026, I just think that this man is going to put troops on the ground and he's going to make it hard for us to even get to the polling places if he doesn't try to shut them down or make them most obscure for us to get to. So, people, please register for mail in voting. The sooner the better. Mail in voting is a physical thing you can have. You can take a picture of it as proof of your vote, and you can also put your signature on it, much unlike a voting booth or voting machine. So please switch over to mail in
Mhm.
voting.
You guys heard it. Now we're gonna go into other things. Now, with your creativity and everything, what really sparks your creativity in the way you present, like just like you said, you do hot topics, or maybe
Mhm.
just your own thing, like from doing both shows at a time and now probably doing your own thing now. How do you keep your creativity going?
I absorb a lot of art. Art is inspirational for me. So part of my job at the Stephen Knight Show, I do movie reviews. So I'm always watching films. And I try to surround myself with artists or artistic people. I try to go to shows. I try to, read, anything to music, definitely. I'm always pulling stuff in from all other places of art. and that inspires me the most. Even it's not even always art. Sometimes it's a conversation. It could be a thought, and it will be maybe if you and I are having a conversation and we're talking about whatever groceries, and there may be something in there that I see in the grocery conversation that maybe I think the masses should know about, or maybe um, it's a tidbit that I didn't know that I kind of think maybe no one else knows. I will want to share it. And I kind of put that into my show or the Stephen Knight show in some type of way. That's just how I operate. And again, it's always about inspiration. That's the inspirational moment for me.
Okay. Alrighty. Now, since we're talking about conversations with Chike Evans, who's been Chike Evans' favorite guest that he's had so far?
That's a tricky question, and it almost seems like a setup.
Oh no, I just
But
want to know who your favorites were.
I'm playing with you.
I know, because some
Um,
people they take that to heart. So sometimes we don't know what the
so I
person
will
thinks.
say this: my favorite type of guests uh, are the guests that give me the unexpected conversation. I don't read a script. I don't write down questions ahead of time. I'm just having a flat out conversation with people. That's what I've always done. However, when like with Dawn, someone gives me more than what I anticipated. I love when the conversation takes on a mind of its own and it goes. And it's just two people having a conversation. It's been plenty of guests that I've had that like Rufus Black. We got into a whole spiritual thing on the show and I loved it. Faith gave me way more than I was ever looking for, and
Let
some
them know
of our
let them know
friendship
which faith
came
you're
out.
talking about, because you know so many faiths out there. Let them know which faith you're talking about.
Faith Renee Evans, the first lady of R&B, yes. She gave me more than I was looking for because I wasn't expecting for her to go that long with me, but she stayed in and we had a real conversation.
What was did a lot of people used to pick on you guys saying that because they seen you interview Faith because you know her last name is Evans and then yours is Chike Evans. Do people ever say like, "Are you guys related?" Because I know you're
Yeah.
probably gonna get that a lot because of that last thing. So that way you could clear that up. So just in case people
Yeah, so we are not related. We're cool with each other. We are not related. And what's so funny, the first time that I physically met her, it was at her book signing in New York. It was in Harlem, and she wrote in my book to my cousin. And because we had met before, but it was in passing, and I
uh
think
huh.
I gave her a business card. But one thing about that lady, she remembers people. She remembers your face. And I gave her a card. I think I gave her a bouquet of roses. And when I had seen her some years later, she brought that back up to me because I was working for an independent record label at the time. And she asked me if I was still with that label. And I was like, "You remember that?" She was like, "Yeah, I remember." And then so when she signed my book, she wrote to my cousin. So we play around with it, but we're not related.
Faith, if you're watching this, you already know I'm a fan of yours. Anywho, and we know you also interviewed her daughter, China, who you know
Yes,
is China. I said China Tajare.
Tajare. Yeah. Yeah, China, she's, whoa. So if anybody remembers back, if you're old enough to remember, and rest in peace, D'Angelo. But if you remember
Yeah,
D'Angelo's Lady remix
big
video,
remix with AZ.
China
Yeah.
is the little girl that was in the
Yep,
video who was Faith's daughter, and she's now a grown woman, a prolific artist. She One of the people that inspires her is Brandy. So if Brandy
yes,
inspires you and you have a mom who is Faith Evans and your father is Kiama Griffin, who also is a prolific songwriter and musician and producer,
that's
she had
correct.
no choice but to be talented herself. If you have not, please check out Taja Ray's music. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed.
Because I know she went through. Was called China Tajare, but it's Tajare, which we all know.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun, and I like to, and that's another thing of mine. I like to give people who are on the come up or who are trying to get their art out there. I like to help facilitate that in any way that I can, and maybe with how I approach my questioning or the conversations that I have, maybe I'm taking an approach that maybe someone else would not. One of the most recent compliments that I received about my work is that I don't take the regular PR approach. I'm not doing what the industry is doing as it relates to interviewing artists. And I take that to heart because it's kind of my mission. I don't want to be regular or regular. I want to be different. I want to be me.
Okay. Alrighty. Now, like we said, who are some of your favorite guests? I mean, some of your favorite guests that you've already interviewed. Who is
Mhm.
somebody that you're dying to work with or interview that you're saying to
Um,
yourself, like, man, I really want to get them, but it has to be like in organic and like in God's timing. Who would those people be?
so I will say this. One of them is Camila Williams, who's Mila from 702. She will be
Hmm.
on tomorrow. I've been wanting to talk to
Hey,
her for
Mila, I know
so
Mila.
long,
She's a
so
sweetheart.
long. Yeah, I met her once when she was back up singing for Faith, but I just never had an opportunity to interview her. So that's coming up. I would like to interview Shantae Moore.
I
She's
think that would be
somebody
a
that I
good
would
one for
like to
you.
talk to.
That would be a good one for you.
Uh, so Auntie Melba Moore, who always comes into my lives, she's always supporting me from afar. I would love to talk to her. Um, let's see. Oh my God, there's so many people. Like
Take
anybody
your
that you
time.
can think of.
Just take
Like,
your time. Just take your time. Yeah.
oh
We're,
wow.
we're not no time range.
Let's see. Of course, the biggies like Denzel, um, Viola Davis, um, Mariah Carey would be a good interview. And it's not always just about like the names. The names are fun, the names are good, but anybody that has a great story, anybody that has a story that they can tell and it will give somebody who may be going through similar situations a spark or inspiration to do something or get active or motivated, that's who I want to talk to. That's mainly. And the people that I normally pick for myself are people that do that for me. So that's why I pick the guests that I pick. There are some guests that reach out to me on the, and say, can I get an interview? And it always it makes me jerk back a little bit. It's like, oh, okay, okay, and then I do it. It's not nothing negative, but I think the ones that I seek out are the ones that really move me in a certain way, and I think I have the better conversations with those people.
Well said.
Yeah,
I don't see a problem with that.
yeah. To me, it would be a good interview. She has a good story too.
Okay. Now, with everything else that you're doing, like as far as let's get into the acting. Like, what made you get into acting when you did have the acting opportunities? What brought that up?
So I mean, I've wanted to act since I was a kid. Like, I used to get jealous of Gary Coleman because of Different Strokes. I was like, I could do that. Like, he's playing on TV. I could do that. And never thought that it was something that could really happen. Um, Once I started doing conversations with Chike Evans, I got invited to movie sets and I would interview crews on sets, get invited to red carpets. And then one time I was on the set and they were changing the movie in real time. They were changing the script. And they wrote a part in the movie to create a bridge from one scene to the next because they realized that they needed it. And the director said, "Hey, Chike, get in there." What? Get in there. This is what I want you to play. This is the part. You can make up the lines as you want to, but this is the framework of what we need from you. Deliver. So I did, and I went and I did it. And that was the first movie I was in. It's called Love 'Em or Leave 'Em, written by Tiffany Yancey, who I just interviewed maybe 3 interviews back.
Hmm.
Yeah. And she's wrote plenty other movies for BET Plus. Holiday Heartbreak is one of her big movies. It should be coming around again because it's holiday season and it always comes up. So check her out, Tiffany Yancey. She has a movie now on Tubi called Perfectly Us, which is a sequel to a series. It's called Perfect. So definitely check her out. I will always be grateful to her for giving me um, my first role in a movie. And that film also won awards. I was in another movie called Transition. It won awards. And it so happens it's from people that I know that put me in films. Not that I'm out here auditioning to be an actor, because I've done that early on. And to be honest, that's hard work. It's exhausting. You get told no a lot in the business, a lot. And it's about how you persevere and you get past that. And because I feel like I'm on the path that I'm supposed to be on with
Hmm.
whatever God has planned for me, it's getting me those other things that I had desired in my heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice, nice. Now, as far as like being a interviewer, what should I say? Yeah, interviewer and like an actor. What else does Chike really want to do in life that he hasn't accomplished yet?
Oh, wow. I can't say that there is, of course, growth, forward mobility, but like knocking down things in my life at this point, I am so blessed, bro. Like I can't even play around with that. Um, and not only am I doing this in the field of entertainment, um, I work in the medical field. I'm a professional anesthesia technologist. I have a career, and to be able to do this and play on the side and make money from it. I will tell you the last thing that I wanted to conquer, and it was because I'm a writer as well,
Hmm.
and I wanted to do something more with my writing, and I didn't know how. I didn't know where to start because it was like, okay, I want to write a book. Do I want to write a book? I just want my writings to be read. I just want to do something. And I'm on Instagram scrolling through like I do, and I saw this post, Writers Wanted, for a magazine, and it said Philly Soul Now. Um, Send it didn't even say send writing samples. It said reach out to us or something. So I think I sent the email saying I'm interested, and then the editor sent me an email back asking me for a writing sample. Well, I had been writing for a small magazine out of Delaware called I Matter magazine. It was a self-help magazine,
Hmm.
and that was pretty much it was in the lines of inspiration, being inspirational to people, that are in struggle. So I sent the editor a couple of entries from that magazine, and she hired me instantly. And now I'm a freelance writer for Philly Soul Now magazine, and I get to write about music. I get to interview musical artists, legendary people in the line of music as it relates to the city of Philadelphia, or maybe how Philadelphia music scene has influenced them. And that writing for that blog, we just received I'm trying to remember the award. I think it's the Free Spot Award, and it's the top 5 best music blogs in the nation. Yeah. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Oh, you should be. Alrighty. Now, when Chike's not doing all this work, what does Chike like to do on his downtime?
Sleeping, taking care of my puppy. And that's no lie. I like to eat, I like to sleep, and I like to play with my dog.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
as far as food wise, what's like your comfort food or like your security of food that you love to have?
Mm. Well, you can always, which is probably bad, but you can always catch me well with some pasta and sauce. Um, I've been playing around with, different concoctions with different sauces and pasta. Um, I've gotten into um, making, as of late, stuffed bell peppers, and I've been playing around with different ingredients to make with them. It's something quick and easy, but filling and tasty. You know, anything. I just love food.
Okay. Now, as far as currently, what are your favorite shows that are out there right now?
Oh, so I'm currently watching the morning show, which I think is awesome. Um, of course, the new Dairy show on HBO Max. I'm watching because I love horror. A new show also on HBO Max called The Chair Company. Um, that's pretty hilarious. It's like dark comedy.
Okay.
What else am I watching? Um, of course, I support my Braxton sisters. I do support their show. I'm a little upset about what's happening with them right now, with all this negativity and violence, but I do support them. Of course, you know, Trina and Vaughn are friends with me. They're cool,
Mm-hmm.
especially Vaughn. That's like my brother. Um, what else am I watching? I don't know if I have any other shows right now. It fluctuates. I do love Landman. I do love Yellowstone, and I heard Yellowstone is going to get a spin-off. And I
Mm-hmm.
do like the prequel shows to Yellowstone. Um, I forget 19 or 18, was it 16 something
I know which
in
one you're talking
1928? Yeah,
about. I know what you
uh,
mean.
they're good, and they're all about the lineage of that particular family migrating to the United States and then making a life for themselves, leading all the way up to the show that you know Kevin Costner to be in, which is Yellowstone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else you want to say about that? Favorite other
I
favorite
had
shows?
one more show, Lioness. That's a good show too.
That's a good
And
one.
those all those shows are Taylor Sheridan shows, and I didn't know that they were all his shows. But what is synonymous with all of them is excellent writing. That's what I'm attracted to. If a show's written excellently, I'm all in.
Okay. Now, if you can describe yourself in, I would say, 4 words, what would it be?
Four words. Mm. Determined, funny, misunderstood, open.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Interesting. Now we getting close to the end of the board of this interview, but does anybody have any questions for Chike that maybe I haven't talked about yet, and maybe you guys have questions for him about? This is the time to get your questions out because
Well, I have a question for you.
talk to
So
me.
tell me more about because I'm like again I'm into the inspirational part. Tell me more about the inspiration that I gave you to start your platform, and tell me about how you were inspired.
Okay. Now, when you first started, I remember the Stephen Knight show, but I used to see more like conversations with Chike.
Hmm.
Like you said, how you first started, you were doing like kind of almost like a late night thing where you would go out, outside from maybe like the studio and just do like the camera work and just
Hmm.
reach out to the see what celebrities or guests you could find and just build dialogue. That was something
Hmm.
I always wanted to do that, but at the same time, I was at the time before I started going back to doing what I first started doing interviews, I was like a nervous wreck because sometimes you have your insecurities and you're thinking in your brain like, do you even know what you're doing? You start questioning yourself. And when I
Hmm.
saw you do it, I said, okay, I get it because it was something that you did. The way you presented yourself is the way I would do the same things.
Hmm.
So then when I start seeing you doing like the conversations with Chike Evans, when I see you with different guests and everything, it's basically kind of like what I do.
Hmm.
But I feel like you open the doors for me because like we have to make sure we give people their flowers. We have to make sure I give you your flowers because if it wasn't for you, there wouldn't be no K2 spot.
Oh wow, wow. Wow.
So just one of those. You took a chance. You took a step of faith, and you did what you had to do. And sometimes you have to take a risk and just take a chance and make sure, see if it works. Okay, you got a question saying if you could work
Yeah.
with actors or actresses, who would they be?
Hmm.
Good question, best friend.
That is a good question.
Good question, Chris.
So I'm going to give the answer, but I want you to know where I'm coming from when I give this answer. I would probably want to be challenged working with this actor because I would want them to make me bring my A game. And Viola Davis is definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Leonardo DiCaprio is another.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think that, and see, I'm older than a lot of people, so I know probably actors and actresses that are older. But and I'm thinking about performances that have grabbed me, and one of them is probably Meryl Streep, Shirley MacLaine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Daniel Day-Lewis. Um, I think ASAP Rocky's an awesome actor. I think that he doesn't get the treasure for the gift that he gives. He's
Mm-hmm.
not just a rapper. Um, wow, it's so many people. Angela Bassett is a great one. Um,
Yes, I totally agree.
yeah, she definitely would make you bring your A game. And for that matter, I'm going to say Holly Berry.
Yeah.
The difference between Angela Bassett and Holly Berry to me is, um, and hear me out, it's no hate, but Angela Bassett will give you a strong black woman. Every performance she's giving you strong black woman. Holly
Mm-hmm.
Berry gives you a variance of different characters, whether they be strong, weak, crazy, insecure. She's willing to take a chance to unveil different parts of her gift. And that's something that I admire. I want to look at someone and not see them when they play a character. That's what I admire. So
Okay.
those type of actors, those are the people that I wouldn't mind working with because I know that they would make me bring difference to my own performance.
Those are great. Those are great answers right there.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions?
So who's your dream guest? KTookes? Because on my show, I do a manifestation toward the end, and I want people to speak things into existence for themselves or for others. And so I have to bring my energy to your show. Who is your dream guest? If you speak it out loud, it will happen.
You really want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Okay. Brandy's the first person I would love to work with.
Mm,
Who else I would love to work with? Hmm. There's a lot of people besides Brandy. It would be Faith Evans also.
mm-hmm,
I think another interesting person, and it's funny you brought him up, but I think I would love to see the energy between how we would react towards each, not really, well, not really react, but interact with each other would be, like you said, ASAP Rocky.
mm,
Who else? Tony Braxton.
mm-hmm.
Who else I would say? Um, wow. You really caught me off guard. And this was to be about me interviewing you, but who else I would? One person I did not even think about it till just now that we brought bringing this up. Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where his mindset is at currently.
Yeah. Someone who
Uh,
else I think is also misunderstood.
mm-hmm, most definitely. And who else I would probably say? Ooh, that's probably about it
I'm
that I
gonna
can think of right
I'm
now.
gonna have to add Janet Jackson to that gumbo. I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to
Janet
add her
Jackson.
to it.
Yeah, I would like to
Yeah.
interview Janet Jackson. I think that'd be interesting
Yeah.
because I think it'll be interesting to see how because she's a tourist like I'm a tourist.
Oh, you are. So am I. When's your birthday?
May 4th.
I'm May 17th.
Oh, you're the same. You're the same as Candy Burris.
Yeah. Yep.
That's another person I would love to. Who is a big inspiration of the K2 spot, Candy Burris.
Yes. Yeah, Candy has a story. Yeah, she has a
Oh
story.
yes, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up because Candy is another person I would love to have on my show. But
I
I just
you
want
don't have
everybody.
to tell me if you don't want to, because it could be trade secrets. But how do you book your guests?
Oh, I could just tell you the truth. I don't have nothing to hide on that. Everybody that's been a guest on the show, to be honest with you,
Hmm.
either I've known for a long time, who are longtime friends of mine, or people who I've admired and had a lot of respect for, and just honestly hit them up and ask
And
them
that's how it's
nicely.
done.
Yeah, ask them
And that's
nicely.
how it's done.
They all say yes.
And that's how it's done. And
Because a lot of people don't.
it's
Yeah,
all about your intention. If you come with pure and honest intention, things will happen for you.
because a lot of people don't know that I've known like Dawn Robinson for a long time, Shanice a long time. So
Hmm.
it was easy to get them.
Hmm.
Even the R&B singer, not R&B hip hop singer Novel,
Hmm.
they're easy to get. They're easy to get because we're all friends. So it's not like, oh my gosh, let me go crazy.
I need you to ask him because I like the song Peaches. I need it on streaming. Please tell him to get Peaches on streaming because I can't
I've done that
find it.
interview with him already. I've done an interview with him. I already asked him that question.
What was the answer?
You know what? It's not even him. It was the label that he was with at the time.
Hmm.
They shelved the project.
Oh, wow.
So when we thought we were
Wow.
gonna get that, that's what happened.
Wow. It's a good song.
Yeah, because he has a new album out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kwame is another person that I would want to interview too. And
he's great
he's
at what he
kind of
does.
local. He's kind of close. So I'll see what I could do. He has new music out now too. So
Oh
maybe.
my goodness.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
you know what? And you know who else you just brought up to me when you said Kwame? You made me think about Ahmad,
Ah,
who
okay.
sang the song back in the day.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Because we're friends. I haven't talked to him in a bit, but because I think he was kind of a little nervous. He's like, I don't know, Kay, if I want to come up, want to do something or not. He's like it wasn't nothing on my end. It's just
Hmm.
I don't think he's ready to come back out like that for everybody yet.
Yeah.
Oh, this is really right. Hey, you got a question while we're saying on this? Say, Chike, your interviews on YouTube? I need to
Yeah.
check your Faith Evans interview out. She is one of my favorite singers right now with Phil Simon and Shanice. I already know the answer. You can answer that question right there.
Yeah. My interviews are on YouTube. They're also on my Instagram page. But please go to the YouTube, subscribe, like, share, all of that. And I will tell you this before you watch the interview. Um, I, what you notice about my style is I try not to do what everyone else does in the sense of like mainstream media. Like, I'm not going to have the conversation with Faith that you may be accustomed to hearing her have. Like, I'm not going to talk to her about the Biggie Tupac, and we're not talking about that. We're talking about where she is now, what's going on now, moving forward, what she's doing. And I do ask her that question about new music. So all those answers are in there.
Yeah, because it's so funny. Chris and I were just talking about that the other day. We were like, we need some new Faith Evans, but I know she's taking her time, and she has a lot of great stuff that's come out, like project wise, meaning like
Mhm.
giving back to the community and everything. So I
Yeah.
applaud Faith Evans on that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna share a story with you. I just recently did the writers' room um, gala with her
Hmm.
last month, and actually it was in September. It wasn't last month. And I host the cocktail hour, and can I tell you, they can party, they
Really?
can party, they can party, they can party, they can party. Faith knows how to throw on a shindig, and
That's what I kept seeing on a lot of like the footages and everything I've seen.
Christopher Williams, Elder Barge, Mike Epps, Little C's, Redman. Like all these people are coming in, and you talking about a moment where I'm like having identity crisis, you know, self doubt, it's then
Uh-huh.
it's like I'm meeting all these people that I look, up to, and whenever I'm with Faith, honestly, there is no. I mean, I'm in awe because of who she is. I love her, but she's so regular. She's so down to earth, and I will always thank her and be so enamored and in love with her for opening her door to me and just letting me run free. She doesn't care what I do. She will let me, every time I see her backstage and there's other artists backstage, she was like,
Hmm.
"Did you see such and such? Oh, you don't know such and such? Go talk to such and such." And so she's always open and allowing me to spread my wings and to meet new people through her. And I'm so thankful.
That's really good to know.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Okay.
and that's when you come with, you know, authority, and you come with your A game, and you come with good intention, because there are some people in the game, and I made it a point that I wanted to talk about this when I was going to talk to you. And I don't know if you've encountered this, but in this podcast game, there are some people that are just not on the level. And just like in any place in the world, you have good humans and you have bad humans. But I find that a lot of people get caught up into the cutthroatery of it all, being podcasters and trying to steal people's content to,
Hmm.
talk dirty about their name or
Exactly.
besmirch, any type of reputation that people have. And I think that's so low and stupid. And why, when you can just be yourself and there's enough room out here for everybody. There's no
I was
need to
great
stab
at that.
anybody in the back. It's better if we come together. Like, you invited me on, I'm going to have you on.
Yes.
And I have a whole idea of how I'm going to have you on the show because that's the producer in me. I want other things happening. So it'll probably be in the new year. But yeah, I
Oh
just
yeah.
I just want people to be aware that, we do this and it's nice and it's wonderful and it looks good for a lot of us. But there's stuff that goes on behind the scenes where it's
Yes.
treachery. It's
Because a lot of
treachery.
people don't know we've been friends for a long time. If people
Yeah,
really knew that, they would be like,
yeah,
"You guys have been friends for a while. How come you never tell me?" Yeah, because you never asked, and that's none of your business.
yeah,
But trust me, I
yeah.
feel you on that because it's funny you brought that up because somebody else who I work with, another YouTuber, and she does Instagram, Miss Stevie, a style by Stevie.
Mm-hmm.
She has her own platform. When I
Mm-hmm.
first met her, it was through because somebody who I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna give this person credit or nothing like that because this person lied saying they don't do interviews, and I caught them on her show, and she's like my little sister.
Mm,
And I saw the person, and I was like, wow. So you lying, but you can't really tell me the truth, but you want people to respect you. It doesn't work like that.
mm,
But when I first saw her do an interview with that person, I remember the other person that showed it to me and sent it to me, her interview.
mm-hmm.
Um, they thought that Miss Steve and I were gonna like just bicker or fight because of what she interviewed somebody. And I'm like, please, I'm not gonna do that because at the same time, when she started on her show, it was like big brother little sister relationship
Right.
because I seen when she first, I was like, oh, this poor baby, she good, but she needs a little help. That's what I was basically saying. I told her this, so she sees, sister. If you see this, we've already talked about this. We don't have nothing to hide, but she agreed and she was like, yeah, I'm glad you did this and that. So we've been very close since then. It's been about 5 years since we've been very close.
Thanks.
And the thing about it is that we worked together. We've worked on so many projects. I'm sure you probably saw a lot of it
Mm-hmm.
that we've done, and it's none but love. So there's no hate, no bickery or nothing like that. So it's like, and plus we're doing some other stuff coming, like you said, how you and I gonna work the beginning of next year. She and I gonna
Mm-hmm.
work together on next year on her show.
Nice.
So I
Nice.
understand where you come from, but like you said, the behind the scenes, I try to usually avoid those who are like that because I
Yeah.
usually give off the you get. I only give off the energy you give me, but usually I try to keep myself around positive energy.
Yeah.
But anywho, anybody have any more questions for Chike before we wrap up? Because you got a few more minutes before we end this, because we know Mr. Chike wants to enjoy the rest of his night like I do.
Yeah, 3:30 in the morning comes really early.
Whew, I know what you're talking about. Thank goodness I don't have that. Getting up 3:30 in the morning or be there at 3:30 in the morning. Because I can imagine the schedule you have to deal with.
Yeah, it's crazy. But, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
I have no complaints. None.
I know
None
that's
whatsoever.
right. And then shout out to everybody who's been in the comments. You've been in and out the comments. We love you. It's a pleasure listening to you. Oh, that's so sweet, Bessie. Saying that to Chike.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Make sure you follow me and, stay up on me. I like, to have friends out in the world.
He has
And
friends.
I
He's trying to keep.
occasionally go on tour too. I occasionally will, hit the road. I normally do it in the warmer months.
Mm.
I'll hit the road and go to different states and try to meet some people.
Oh, that's nice. Now, since we don't have any more questions, let everybody know where they can follow you at, like your YouTube channel, social media sites, any websites. Go ahead. You have the floor right now.
So the best bet, I normally tell people, Google me, Chike Evans. Everything is there. Just Google me. Go to my IMDb. I'm around. Chike Evans.
Okay. Okay, don't be trying to show off.
I'm not showing off. I'm trying to make it
I
simple.
know, GK. I'm just being funny. I'm just kidding. Now, for those who are trying to keep up with me right here, who are huge fans of Chike, you can follow me on Instagram, like Twitter X, which you guys know. We some of us still call it Twitter, some people call it X, but anyway, that and Instagram, you can follow me at KTookes85, and the KTookes Spot does have its own X Twitter page at KTookes Spot. And also make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel also, because this will be up on, this is on IG Live, but this will also be on not my Instagram, but my YouTube channel. It will be on my Instagram, but it'll be on my YouTube channel also. And it's easy to find me. Once you do all that, all my links will take you straight to my YouTube channel. But also make sure you push the subscribe button where you guys see me on YouTube, and then push the bell icon so that way you guys get VIP access to every time I drop videos, because you can see some of my previous videos when I first started from YouTube to up till now. And December 2nd will make it 13 years since I first started my YouTube show, KTookes Spot. Because I know the last time you guys see me before, thank you, Chike, I had hit 1,000 videos. On October 19th is when I hit 1,000 videos. But now, since I'm back November 6th, this is 1,001 videos with Chike right now. So your video is
Wow.
1,001.
Wow. And see, you've been working harder than me. I'm not even there yet. Like you've been working real
You've been
hard.
working hard because you've been out longer than I have, but I know you're still trying to get everything out there, because I know you dabble into a lot of stuff. But for myself, I like you do. I keep myself motivated in my mind and creativity in
Hmm.
my mind. But I'm just grateful for people who just support me. A lot of times, it surprises me when I see some of the numbers. I'd be like, "This is me."
Yeah. Yeah. That's wonderful. It's good for you to have that warm feeling about yourself. It's that self motivation. I love it,
Exactly. But
brother. I thank
yeah,
you for
thank
for
you
having
also,
me
Chico,
on.
on my show, and I can't wait to come on your show next year.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we'll
Yes.
let you guys know when that happens, because trust me, he knows I'm very excited.
Yes.
He knows I'm fanning out, because he knows, even though we've been friends for a long time, I always fan out when I talk to Chike. But that's
Stop.
about it, you
Stop.
guys. But that's about it, you guys. So, Chike, like I said, thank you so much for coming on the K2 spot, and we will get you back on here next time.
All right. Thank you for having me.
All right. You guys have a blessed one, and we'll see you again on the next go round. So, peace out, everybody.